Drew, this week we're jumping into the world of Lego. We're checking out Lego Brick Tales. This is kind of a adventure puzzling style Lego game that is kind of unique in its own right. Lego is always very kind of out of the box as far as kind of the ideas of their games, whether we're getting, Marvel themed games or just these kind of Lego games where we get to kind of explore the Lego world even more than kind of we already do. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been in that Lego world, but honestly, they always make solid games. So I was excited to jump into Brick Tales, especially since we got to check this one out a little bit early. Yeah. This one, let me tell you, it was fun. I had a really good time jumping in. I mean, it is the Lego universe. Everything looks awesome. I mean, it just kind of reminds me of being a kid all over again and building, whatever was in my imagination. Kind of the basis of this game is we're going to try to help our grandfather rebuild his amusement park kind of piece by piece. And by doing that, we have to enter these worlds. We've got jungles, we've got deserts, all different kinds of things. And the idea is to unlock kind of the puzzles along the way while building things to allow us to traverse these kind of intricate worlds. I mean, they're not large. You travel around almost like this kind of Lego pad that you would build as a kid, and it's got this world, and you kind of camera angles move around as you kind of traverse this kind of environment. And I thought it was a really unique way to kind of get yourself involved into this adventure and this story. It isn't a deep story by any means, but we do meet some kind of funny characters along the way. Lego and their humor, they're kind of always keeping things light. I mean, I had a blast jumping into this one. We had a few kind of gripes about it, but Drew, what did you think jumping into Brick Tales?
Dude, Lego just comes with the charm, right? Like, they always have that Lego charm that kind of elevates the game to that unique place in the gaming industry. Honestly, when everybody says a Lego game, you know what you're getting into on it, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. And it's for me, over the years playing so many Lego games, one of the nice things that they changed, but yet one of the frustrating changes is how you go about building the situation, right? So you're challenged with kind of fixing up this one area, and then you're just kind of to showcase a bunch of bricks in front of you, and then from there, all these Lego pieces you need to then build to get this little test run of a robot to go up. And then once it's passed, then that actually affects the world and changes the world and builds that platform for you then to traverse and get on to the next part of that level. Cool concept, dude, because in the past you hold one button and you just go and then everything just get built for you. So I really do appreciate that, except for the controls within building this thing are horrendous, because it's this cursor scenario, and that's the frustrating part, because as you pivot your camera and then your cursor's over a little bit and you're only one brick off from that nailing where it needs to go, it then pivots the whole brick away from, and then you're starting all over, dude, back and forth. Like, it's really finicky, and I think that's the biggest problem for me. Story, lighthearted, right? Of course it is. It's Lego. This is what you expect when you get into these kind of games. So the idea, the concept of what's going on within the game, pretty cool. I can handle that. You kind of knew what you're getting into, but dude, the game is solid. Like, it is really well done. I love when you're going around the corner and the camera like pivots and everything just feels the way it should for a Lego game. For me, dude, this game has a lot of personality. It has a lot of charm, but that building mechanic itself, one of the the key elements of what a Lego game is, just irritated me to a whole other level. It was so frustrating. What are your thoughts on the building mechanic?
You know what, that is, especially when you first get into this, they kind of introduce you to kind of each, idea of kind of building bridges, and then we're going to build a platform, then we're going to build kind of like a machine. They kind of step you through, especially in the first world. It's more like a tutorial as you go through. They give you the idea of how the mechanic works, and then they kind of just leave you free. They show you the blocks that you get to use for that particular task, and then it's okay, whatever your imagination can do, as long as it works. Like you said, there's a little test simulator where you run a little robot across to make sure that the bridge you built is solid enough. But the problem is that this game, we're playing on controller, we're playing on Xbox Series X, and needing a cursor with controller, anybody that's ever played a game that's like that, whether it's the menu system or in-game mechanics, it can be frustrating.
That Lego mechanic of building everything is, man, I made some horrendous looking contraptions, but it worked, right? So I achieved my goal. It didn't have to look pretty, but I was able to achieve it and then move over from there. So all in all, though, Corey, what do you score in this game?
You know what? I had to think about this one, Drew, because I had a ton of fun playing it. I love the graphic style. It is Lego. I love the way the worlds are built and you kind of move around them. The tasks are fun. They were challenging. They weren't a total cakewalk the entire time. But the mechanics of the controls were just, oh man, I had such a tough time building some of this stuff. I can't go more than a 6.5 on this.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, right? It has that Lego charm, that personality that you expect out of these games. Right there, it stands up so high, but that building mechanic, dude, if they just would have switched the whole thing over to the D-pad and allowed me to just like click over one at a time, that would have changed everything. It would have made life a heck of a lot easier. But no, it was just one giant struggle. So for me, I'm there with you, 6.5 as well.